Hi everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making this a beautiful baby blanket. This is so fabulous. Color pop, very vibrant colors we're using today, and this is all Red Heart Super Saver yarn. I obviously changed colors every single row, which gives it this awesome look, but you can use as many colors as you want in this project. And then we're making a fabulous border and making pom borders, so that's a lot of fun. This is a really multi-textured piece. We are using double crochet, single crochet, popcorn stitches, which are my favorite. We're using treble crochet, cross stitching here, and puff stitches as well. So we're using granny stitches too with the double crochet there. So we're using a very wide eclectic mix of yarn stitching and everything crochet stitches. This is just beautiful. I am so proud of this piece, and I know any baby who has this piece will just be so lucky and just love this piece. They'll probably grow up with this piece, and it's fabulous. Let's get right into the supplies, and then we'll get into making this blanket. In today's tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate this with a J size crochet hook, which is 6 millimeters. So make sure you have that handy, but you could use an H size hook, which is 5 millimeters. You could also use an I size hook, which is 5.5 millimeters, or you can go up to a K size hook, which is 6.5 millimeters. So really does not matter. Gauge is not a big important piece in this project, but if you want to get the same exact look as my blanket, then use a J size hook. We are also going to need a scissor and a yarn needle to cut our ends and sew them in. I'm changing color every single round, or every single row, so this yarn needle has been my best friend throughout this whole project because I'm sewing in a lot of my ends. And since I'm using so many different colors, it was really hard for me to trail up the end of the color and going up to the next color, so I just ended up cutting my yarn after every row and then sewing in those ends. So, but if you're going to use less colors, you could probably trail them up the side, because we are going to be crocheting this border as well, so it'll hide everything. But just for your sake, you know, if you wanted to change color or not, that could help, because we are going to be crocheting around the edge, so you could crochet over your stragglers as well to hide them. But in my video tutorial, I'm showing you that I'm sewing in each end of each row. So that's what I did. It was a lot, but I'm so happy it's done. Anyway, next step is for the size that I made. Since I'm making a baby blanket, you can make the same baby blanket size, which measures, I'll get my measure tape out here and we can measure this out. Okay, so across this piece measures about 47 inches to the palms, okay? 47 inches or so. And then for this other way here, oopsie, sorry about that, we are going to measure it this way as well. Going across here, we measure it to be about 42 inches with the palm in there, so you can see that as well. So those are my measurements for my finished blanket, but I do show in here that you can make this as big or small as you want. It is an even number of chains at the very beginning of your project, so you can do any even number and you should get the same same design in yours. We are doing a repeat pattern for the first 40 rows, and then the last 40 rows, or I guess the last 39 rows, is a different repeat pattern. So we are repeating rows 1 through 10 4 times, or as many times as you want. I did 4 times repeat, and then I went backwards and did rows 10 to 1, and then repeated row 10 to 1, row 10 to 1 4 times. So it's kind of like an opposite kind of thing. So it's symmetrical, which is awesome. So you could do the same thing as me. You can go on to just repeating the 1 through 10 rows as much as you want, or you can do the same as me. This is such a versatile pattern. You can do whatever you want with this. I just love the color pop design though. There's so many different colors here, and I really like this design here. We're making these rows. It is a Moroccan stitch, actually, a Moroccan style that's very popular over there. So that's a really cool design. So you can check out all the stitching work that we're doing is so different in this pattern. Let's see here, the yarn type that I'm using, like I said, I'm using so many different colors. Here's a label of one of the colors. So it is Red Heart Super Saver yarn. It is a worsted weight yarn, size 4, which is a medium size yarn. That is equivalent to, I would say, probably some type of like a double knitting yarn. If you can't get worsted weight yarn, a double knitting yarn is a very good type of yarn to use in this project as well. You could go with a bulkier, like an Aran yarn, that's totally fine as well, but you can use a worsted weight if you can get worsted weight, otherwise double knitting would be your other equivalent. And you can check out YARNsub.com has different yarns that you can use that if you can't access Red Heart yarn, you can find on YARNsub.com. You can get this type of yarn there, or you know, an equivalent where you can get it, access it in your country, which is awesome. But each skein that I used was 364 yards, but obviously I used 11 different colors, so I didn't actually use a full skein, but I approximated my number and it was about 1,500 to 2,000 yards of yarn. And all this information will be in the blog, so you can see that as well. And this is one of the colors here, lavender, but I used 11 different colors here. Let's see here. I used Frosty Green, which is this color right here. This is Frosty Green. I used lavender, which is this purpley color in here. I used turquoise, which is in this middle here, this turquoise. I used buff, which is this tan color. I used jade, which is this greenish color here. I used white. You can see a little bit of white right in here. I used Red Heart with Love, actually, in this burgundy color. And the other with love, Red Heart with Love color is this peacock blue color as well. So these two colors are Red Heart with Love. The other ones are all Red Heart Super Saver. Like this, Red Heart Super Saver, okay? But these two colors are Red Heart with Love. The other colors I'm using are Spring Green. I'm using this little pop of green in here. Orange is the carrot. The label says carrot on it. And then, like I said, peacock. So those are all the colors. Oh, and obviously bright yellow around my edge. I just used a new color around my edge, is bright yellow. So I will put all this information in the blog, in the notes section as well, so and the materials section, so you'll see information about sizing your blanket, making it bigger, and also colors and where you can get these colors if you want to order this online, or if you want to get it at a store near you, you can check out the blog. So that link will be in the description of this video. I think those are all the frequently asked questions about items like this. You can make this as big as you want, but I just made this baby blanket size. So check out the other links in the description of this video. There will be a link to my Facebook as well. If you make this, oh my goodness, I would absolutely love to see your work. So I would love to see your color combinations and what you come up with. Tell me how you like this pattern and what your thoughts are on it, and share your photos on the Facebook. I'd definitely love to see that. Also, if you share a photo on Instagram, be sure to hashtag YARNutopia so that I can see your work. And also, you can tag me in your photos on Instagram. You can send them to me. You can put like in the comment section at YARNutopia by Nadia Fuad so that I can definitely see your work, because this is a huge project and you should definitely show me and brag about it a little bit, because this is a huge project that you deserve all the recognition for. Also, there is information about my Snapchat and Twitter information. I'm on Twitter, you guys, so you can tweet me your photos as well. Let me know what you think, and Snapchat me. your crochet stuff, follow me on Snapchat. I'm doing all kinds of things here at YARNutopia headquarters. I do have to say a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time out to make these videos with us. He is our videographer, editor, and photographer for all of our videos, and he stayed with me throughout this entire blanket, and it took me forever to make, which was, I mean, it didn't take me really forever, but it took me quite a long time because it was a lot of trial and error and trying to learn these stitches and everything. So, but he stuck through it and filmed me and doing this tutorial, and it was a lot of fun to make. So thank you to him. So make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can get the update on when we post our next video and all that jazz. Also, one last thing before we start making this blanket. If you have a chance, go to our channel here on YouTube, and on the right hand side there's a blue button that says support. Make sure you click that support button and support us in any way you can so that you can, or we can, keep bringing you fantastic crochet tutorials, because this is so much fun and I could not do this without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's just get started in making this Color Pop baby blanket. Alright, let's start off with a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, fold that down, and then pull that through, pull tight, insert your hook, and then pull that tight, so around your hook just like that, and we can start. So in this pattern we want to, you can either do an even amount, an even number of foundation double crochet, if you know how to do that, or you can chain an amount that is an even number that is 36 inches long. I am going to chain 128. That is an even number, and it will be about 36 inches long. It may be up to 38 inches. So just yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I obviously won't make you watch me do all 128 chains, so just chain an amount that you are comfortable with. Make sure it is an even number, and then we will go on to row 1 together. Alright, so I have my 128 chains, and this is what it should look like, just a big long chain here. So now we can go on to row 1. What we are going to do is I'm going to work in these chains across here, and we are going to double crochet into the third chain from the hook and across. So the third chain from the hook is here. We're gonna, the loop that's on your hook doesn't count, so count 1, 2, 3. So this is the chain right here. And what I'm going to do is, you see the chain looking at you like this. We are actually going to turn it and look at it like this, so you can see these back ridges on the back of your work. I'm going to work into those back ridges so that my edge is a clean edge. So what I'm going to do is yarn over with on my hook just like that, go into the third chain from the hook in the back ridge, okay, just like that. Then yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops, and then yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops, just like that. Then do the same thing in each chain across. So yarn over, go into the next chain, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Obviously, if you did the front or the foundation row, the double crochet foundation row, you would skip the chaining method and just be doing your double crochets if you know how to do the double crochet foundation. But we did the chain, so now we are going to double crochet into each chain across, just like this. So at the end of row 1, I'm just going to double crochet in each chain. So at the end of row 1, I'll meet you up at that point when I'm finishing this row. I'm going to change color and we're going to go on to row 2 together. Okay, I'm just finishing up row 1 here, and now in this last stitch, in this last chain here, we are going to change color. If you're not going to change color, just finish off by making a full-on double crochet in this last chain. But I'm going to change color, so I'm going to yarn over, go into the chain, the very last chain here, then yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then I'm going to grab my new color, hook that on my hook, and then pull that through the last 2 loops on my hook just like that to finish off that double crochet. And now we can go on to row 2. Okay, so for row 2 we want to chain up 3, so yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3, and that counts as our first stitch of this next row. We're going to turn our work, so like this, and we're going to working on this side of our work. There we go. So this counts as our first stitch here, so that's in this stitch right here, okay, or chain up 3. Now in the next stitch, we are going to put a popcorn stitch in this next stitch right here. And what that is, we're going to yarn over, go in, we're going to make 4 double crochets into this stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, go into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And get more yarn, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now we're going to pull up this loop and take our hook out of there, go into the first double crochet of this 4 double crochet grouping, so right into the stitch, then pick up that loop that you dropped, put that back on your hook, pull that tight, and then pull that through that double crochet, just like that. So now you folded this in half and it makes a popcorn. Now we're going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through, 1, and then we're going to double crochet, just 1 double crochet into this next stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and we're just going to continue working that pattern, that repetition all the way across. So popcorn in the next stitch, so that's 4 double crochets, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to remove our hook from that loop, put it in the first double crochet of this 4 double crochet grouping. Okay, do not forget, do not put it in this double crochet, put it in this from the 4 double crochet grouping here. Okay, just like that. Put that loop back on your hook and pull it through to close that and tighten that up, and then chain 1. And then just put a regular double crochet, just 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, again, put a popcorn stitch in the next stitch, so that's 4 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and get more yarn, 4. Okay, then remove your hook from that loop, go into the first double crochet of the 4 groupings, and put that loop back on your hook and pull that through, and then chain 1, and then double crochet into the next stitch. So just repeat that across, but right now I'm going to remove my hook. We have these stragglers to deal with, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So cut your old color from row 1, if you changed your color, I'm saying this, and then I'm going to tie these in a knot, and then I'll sew in these ends later. And actually I can sew in this one right away. You want to sew it into its corresponding color. So I'm going to take the color from row 1, the straggler here, yarn my needle, and then I'm just going to go underneath these stitches of row 2. Just hidden underneath. Just like that. Okay, under a few of the stitches. Once it's all in there securely, you can stretch it out and then you are safe to cut that. Okay, and then I'll sew those in a little later. So I just wanted to show you that. So just continue with this pattern all the way across, and then I'll show you what to do at the end of this row. We'll change color again, and I'll meet you up at the end here. We'll go on to row 3 together. Okay, I'm working on my last popcorn stitch, and then I'll show you there's still 1 stitch left after this. So you just want a popcorn stitch, then chain 1, And now you see here, there looks like a chain up stitch here. That was at our beginning stitch. You do want to count that as a stitch, and that is, we're going to put a double crochet in there. So yarn over, go in to that chain, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. If you do not have that stitch, you want to end with a double crochet anyway. So if you need to, put it in the same stitch as this popcorn stitch if you do not see this stitch. But we are just going to work our last stitch in there, and then we can go on to the next row. Now if you're not changing color, like, you can do what I exactly did and just finish off this double crochet and then chain up 1 and go on to the next row. But I'm actually going to change color here. So instead of finishing off our double crochet, just remember what we did on the last row where we almost finished our double crochet, but we grabbed our new color and then hooked that on our hook and pulled that through to finish off that double crochet. Okay, and then chain up 1, and we're going to turn our work just like this. So now we're seeing the back of our popcorn stitches. So now in this next round, we are going to single crochet across, but we want to first single crochet in this double crochet right here. So go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we want to single crochet in this chain 1 right here. So you can either go into the chain 1 space, or you can actually go into the chain 1 where you go over underneath these 2 loops, and there's 1 loop underneath right there. So you can actually go into this stitch there, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We're going to skip over the popcorn stitch and then single crochet into this double crochet here. So in each double crochet and each chain 1 will be single crocheting across this. So we're skipping over the popcorn stitches. So go into the chain 1, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Skip over the popcorn stitch, single crochet into the double crochet right here, and then single crochet into the chain 1 right here. Okay, skip over this popcorn stitch and single crochet into this double crochet right here, and then single crochet into this chain 1 right here. Okay, so just continue working that all the way across, and I'm going to pause here real quick because I'll show you. We're going to cut our old color. If you are changing color in this, you want to cut your old color, tie this in a knot, and then sew in your ends. So do that and single crochet across, and then I'll meet you up at the end of row 3 and we'll go on to row 4 together. Alright, when you come back to the end of this row, you want to actually single crochet into this space because I didn't end up chaining enough in the beginning. So we're going to go right into here, okay, right in, because we want to end up with 127 single crochets on this row. So I'm going to go right here and into that chain up 3 stitch, okay, because that, remember, that counted as a stitch from the previous row. So you want to end up with 127 single crochets across. So just insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, that is row 3. Now going on to row 4, I'm going to change color. If you weren't going to change color, remember you can always finish your single crochet like I just showed you, or you can finish your single crochet with a new color. So all you would have to do is just insert your hook and pull up a loop just like that. So you have 2 loops on your hook. You grab your new color, hook that on your hook, and pull that through. Okay, now we can go on to row 4. So for row 4, it says to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. So now we're looking at the front of our blanket. Okay, and I'm just going to snip this old color right away so that gets out of our way. And then we are going to put 2 more double crochet into the same stitch here. So yarn over, go into this stitch right here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, just like that. and again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now it looks like there are 3 double crochets in this first stitch because this chain up 3 counts as a stitch right here. So now we are going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through, and then we are going to skip over 2 stitches. So skip this stitch and skip this stitch, and then put 3 double crochets into this next stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Then we're going to chain 1 and skip 2 stitches and put 3 double crochets into the next stitch. And then we're just going to repeat that around, so, or all the way across, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said around. So we're going to chain 1, skip 2 stitches, put 3 double crochets in the next stitch. Then chain 1, skip 2 stitches, put 3 double crochets in the next stitch. And just repeat that all the way across. At the end of row 4, I'll meet you up and we'll go on to row 5 together. Alright, you want to end row 4 with 3 double crochets in this very last stitch, just like that. And I'm going to change my color here, so on my last double crochet, I'm not going to completely finish it. If you are going to use the same color, just finish off your last double crochet like a regular double crochet, but I'm going to change color, so I'm going to hook on my new color here. I'm going to use the same color that I used in row 3 because this next row will give a really good design leading up. It'll look like these blue stitches here are actually worked inside of these stitches, which is really cool. It'll look awesome. So just hook on your new color and pull that through. I mean, you could use any color you want, but it's just a suggestion. So now going on to row 5, we are going to chain up 1 and turn our work. Okay. And now we are going to single crochet into these first 2 stitches here. So in this first stitch right here that we just attached to, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Go into the very next stitch right here, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Now we're going to skip over this last stitch on this grouping here, and we are going to work our next stitches into these 2 stitches down here. Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to make a double crochet decrease. So that is yarn over, go into the first stitch that we skipped from row 3 here, then yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, hold it. We're going to yarn over and go into the second stitch we skipped from row 3, then yarn over and pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 loops, and on our hook we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Okay, then we are going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches on row 4 here. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Into this middle one here, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, now we're going to skip this last one and we are going to make our double crochet decrease. So yarn over, go into the stitch from row 3, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then yarn over, go into the next stitch on row 3 that we skipped, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops on your hook. So now that chain 1 space from row 4 here is hidden underneath these stitches from row 5. Then we're going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches on row 4, so 1 and 2. Then skip this next stitch here, and we're going to make our double crochet 2 together with these stitches from row 3. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch from row 3, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops, just like that. And then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then skipping that last stitch of this grouping here, we're going to make our double crochet decrease on the stitches from the previous row, just like that. And then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, then double crochet decrease, on these next 2 stitches, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches from row 4. Just like that. So do that all the way across. You can see here that it makes an illusion look, so it looks like these stitches are worked inside of these stitches, which is really cool because this color is the same as this color underneath here. So there you have it. So I'll just continue working this pattern all the way across this row, and then I'll meet you up at the end of row 5. We'll go on to row 6 together. Alright, just finishing up row 5 here. We want to single crochet in the last 3 stitches of this row. So the last 2 stitches, because we're going to skip that last stitch there. So insert your hook, these last 2. Just like how we were doing this. We were just doing the decrease and then 1 in the next 2. Decrease, 1 in the next 2. So doing that, so we're just skipping over this last stitch. So now going on to the next row, I'm going to change color. So if you weren't changing color, just finish off that single crochet like I just showed you, but we can just pick up that loop like that. So there's 2 loops on your hook. Grab your new color, hook that on your hook, and pull that through. Okay, so to finish off that single crochet. And now going on to the next row, we're going to chain up 4. So yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3, and 4, and turn our work. So now we're looking at the front of our blanket, and I'm going to cut this straggler so it gets out of our way. Okay, and we can go on to row 6 now. So this chain up 4 is going to count as our first treble crochet. And what we're going to do is work with treble crochets on this row. We are going to yarn over twice. We're going to skip this next stitch here and go into this next stitch for a treble crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. Now we're going to make a treble crochet in the stitch we skipped, but we're working behind this treble crochet here. So yarn over twice, fold this forward, kind of pulling it down, and then go into the stitch we skipped, like this. Then yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so we just made a crisscross stitches, just like that. So now we're going to just repeat doing that all the way across. Let me get some more yarn here. So we're going to skip this next stitch, yarn over twice, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then yarn over twice, go behind this treble crochet that we just made, and go into the stitch we skipped, right there. Then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2 to finish that off. And there you have made another X stitch. So again, yarn over twice, skip the next stitch, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over twice, go back into the stitch that we skipped behind this treble crochet here. I find it easy to fold it down and hold it with my thumb. Go into that stitch like this, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, yarn over twice, skip the next stitch, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over twice, fold this forward, and then go into the stitch we skipped, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so just do that all the way across. If you are unable to make these crisscross stitches, you can always just treble crochet into each stitch across, but then you won't have the effect of having these X crossings, but that's totally okay. So just to make your treble crochets in this way, and then I'll meet you up at the end of row 6. We'll go on to row 7 together. Alright, I'm just making my last crisscross stitches here. And then we want to put 1 treble crochet into the last stitch on this row. So yarn over twice, just go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'm going to change color, but if you're not, you can yarn over and pull through those last 2. But I'm going to change color here, grab my new color, and then hook that on my hook and pull that through to finish off that treble crochet. And now we can chain up 1 and turn our work and go on to row 7. So row 7 is just a simple round or simple row. It's just going to be a single crochet in each stitch across, but we are not going to single crochet in this first stitch, and we are not going to single crochet in the last stitch. So just hop over to this the second stitch right here, okay, not the stitch we connected to, but this one over here, and then we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're just putting 1 single crochet into each of the stitches, each of the X stitches across, and we skipped that first stitch, and then we're skipping the last stitch. So I'll meet you up at the end of this row. This is just a super simple row, just single crocheting in each stitch. I'll meet you up at the end of this row, and we'll go on to row 8 together. Okay, I'm just going to single crochet in these last 2 stitches, and then like I said earlier, we're going to skip over this chain up 4 right here. Okay, so we're not going to be working anything in there. We're just going to go on to the next row. So actually in this last single crochet, if you're not changing color, you could have finished it off like that, but I'm going to change color, so instead I'm going to pull that back, and then to finish off this last single crochet, I'm going to hook on my new color. Or I guess white really isn't a color, just white. And then finish that single crochet off. So now we want to chain 1 and turn our work. So now we're looking at our work this way. I'm going to cut this straggler, just like that. And now we want to single crochet in this first stitch that we just attached to. So insert your hook right in here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. Okay, just like that. Now, our next step is to chain 2, so yarn over and pull through 1 and 2, and then we are going to skip over 2 stitches and then single crochet in the next. So go skip this stitch, go into the stitch for a single crochet. And then we're just going to repeat doing that across. So chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next stitch, go into the next, or skip the next stitch and the next stitch. So skip the next 2 stitches and then single crochet in the next. Okay, chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next 2 stitches and single crochet in the next. Chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next stitch and the next stitch and single crochet in the next. Then chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next stitch and the next stitch and just single crochet in the next. Just like that. So just repeat that all the way across. It's a very simple row. We're just chaining and single crocheting, skipping 2 stitches in between, like so. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll meet you up for the next row. Alright, no matter if you have 2 or 3 stitches left, we want to still chain 2 and single crochet in the last stitch on this row. Okay? So like I said, don't matter if it's, 2, 3, or 4 stitches or whatever. You want to make sure that you chain 2 and single crochet in the very last stitch. So if you need to, check the blog for the stitch counts on this row. And going on to the next row, I'm actually going to fasten off here. Okay, so I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, and then continue pulling that through and pull tight. I'm still going to turn my work, and I'm going to insert my hook into this chain 2 space right here, and this is where we're going to start our next row. So let me grab my new color and hook that on my hook, and then pull that through. And then we're going to chain up 3, so 1, 2, whoopsie, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And now we can go on to the next row, which is row 9. We are going to put 2 double crochets into the same chain 2 space here. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Again, yarn over, go into this chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So essentially it looks like there's 3 double crochets in there because this chain of 3 counts as a stitch. Now we're just going to put 3 double crochets into each chain 2 space. So we're skipping over the single crochet and just putting 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space here. So 1, 2, and 3. Hop to the next chain 2 space and put 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then hop to the next chain 2 space and put 3 double crochets in there. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, go into the next chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the same space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, yarn over, go into that chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Then just put 3 double crochets into each chain 2 space across, and you do not have to work into the single crochets at all. And then at the end of this row, I'll meet you up and we'll go on to row 10 together. Okay, we're just going to put 3 double crochets into the last chain 2 space here, and then we're not going to work into this last stitch, this last single crochet here. We're just going to go on to the next row. So if you are not changing color, you could finish off that like I showed you, or you can change color like me. So I'm going to grab my new color here, hook that on my hook, and pull that through. Okay. Now we're going to go on to row 10, so I just finished off that last stitch there by pulling that through, and now we are going to chain up 3, so yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3. And before we go on, I do want to mention, don't worry about this looking kind of wonky here. We're making a border on this and it is going to straighten out like that. So don't worry about that right now. Going on to row 10 now. We are going to make a puff stitch into this next stitch. So this double crochet, this chain of 3 counts as a double crochet here. So we're going to put a puff stitch in the center double crochets of these groupings, these 3 double crochet groupings, okay? So this is the middle one of this grouping, so we're going to put a puff stitch in there. And what a puff stitch is, we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over, go back into the stitch, and yarn over and pull through, then yarn over again and go into the stitch, and yarn over and pull through. So now you should have 7 loops on your hook, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops. Okay, and then we're going to put a regular double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now we're in the middle stitch of this next one here. This is the middle stitch of this next grouping. So we're going to put a puff stitch in there. So yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. We have 7 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 of those, and then double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, now we're in the middle stitch of the next grouping here, so we're going to put a puff in there. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through. We have 7 loops on the hook, so we're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 of those loops. And then double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Okay, so just repeat working that pattern all the way across, so puff it in the middle stitches of these groupings, and then put 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. I'll meet you up at the end of row 10, and then we'll continue with our repeat pattern. Alright, so I just have these 3 stitches left, this chain up 3 here, this is the middle stitch, I just double crocheted into this stitch, so now I'm going to puff stitch into the second to last stitch, okay, and then we are going to double crochet into this chain up 3 here, this last stitch on this row. We are going to put a double crochet in there. Okay, so you want to try and get through the front loop and the back loop. There we go. Then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, now if you weren't changing color, you could have, yarn over, pull through 2, but I'm going to change color here. I change color on every row, but you don't have to. So I'm going to pick up a new color, and now for rows 11 through 40, we're just going to continue working these repeats now. So chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet across. So repeat row 1. So repeat rows 1 through 10 as many times as you want. So I'm going to repeat them 3 more times to go on to get to row 40. You could do it to get to row 50 too as well. So just you can do so this is rows 1 through 10, then 11 through 20 is repeats of rows 1 through 10, then rows 21 to 30 are repeats of rows 1 through 10, and etc, etc. If you need to reference the written pattern, but I am just going to repeat now rows 1 through 10 as many times as I want. That will be half of my blanket. And then I'll meet you up to do the other half, so I think I either might do 40 or 50 rows. Again, you can reference the written pattern to see how many I actually do if you want to, if you can't wait, or if you can just meet up with me when I am finished with half of my blanket. I'll let you know if I do either 40 or 50 rows at that point. And then we'll go on to working this opposite for the other side, for the other half of our blanket. So check out, like I said, check out the blog if you have any questions from here on out. Otherwise, I'm just going to let you go and be on your way, and if you need to reference the blog for stitch counts on each row, you can do that as well, but I am going to just do this and repeat rows 1 through 10 as many times as I want till half of my blanket is complete. Once I get to the halfway point, I'll meet you up and we will do the other half of our blanket. Like I said, it's just going to be the opposite way then. So we're going to then repeat rows 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go back to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, etc, etc, etc. So just continue this and I'll meet you up when I'm at my halfway point. Good luck. Alright, welcome back everybody. I just finished row 40, so this is what my fantastic piece looks like. I'm going to pause now for just a moment and talk about a few things that I've been coming up with while I was crocheting rows 1 through 40 here. We are doing, like I said, the repeat of rows 1 through 10 in this pattern. So rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there's 4 sections. Now, you can do as many of these repeats as you want to make your blanket, the first half of it, as big as you want, okay? So I saw somebody had left a comment on my teaser photo the other day saying that they wanted to make this for a queen size bed. You totally can. Like I said in the beginning here, you can, of the beginning of this video, this is just, you have to chain an even amount of stitches or chains at the very beginning of this pattern on row 1 here, so you can do really make this any size you want. Now this measures, let's see here, in inches from row 1 to 40, about 19 inches. Okay, and that is about halfway for my baby blanket. Now, obviously, if it's if you're measuring for a different size, you need to measure your halfway point being at this point whatever you need it to be for halfway. So stop at halfway. Now 19 inches in centimeters is approximately 48 centimeters. Okay, so it's about 48 centimeters, 19 inches. So you can measure yours out that way. Now, we are going to make this pattern now opposite on the other side. You could totally continue with this pattern and make it as big as you want and just continue rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and keep repeating these rows. That's totally fine. But I like the way it's going to look when it's going to be like folded like in half, so we're going to do opposite way now, okay? So we're going to do, now you finish with row 10 for your halfway point, okay, so I'm at row 40 right now. And now I'm going to go on to row 41 and I'm going to make row number 9, okay? And to do that, it's actually going to be a little different because in row 9, repeat of row 9, we are working in these chain 2 spaces. So now we are going to work in these stitches, so it's going to be a little different. So we're going to repeat what it looks like for row 9. So I'm going to pull through my new color, finishing off this last row here. Okay, because I'm changing color every row. Also, another tip, sew in your ends. I've been sewing in my ends every 10 rows or so, so I suggest you sew in your ends as you go. We are going to be making a border on this piece, so you don't have to sew in your ends and you can just crochet over them when you make your border. That's totally fine because you can sew them in underneath your stitches. Or if you're using less colors, you can trail up your straggler to the row it's going to go on and then, you know, continue, like carry it over. But those are just a few tips if you're using less colors. But since I'm using 11 different colors in here, it's really hard to carry over the yarn to the new color and blah, blah, blah. So going on to row 41, I am going to chain up 3. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to turn my work just like this, and it's basically, let's see here, row 1, 2, 3, 4, row 4 similarly, okay, but it is considered row 9, a repeat of row 9. So we're putting 2 double crochet into this first stitch, so 1 and 2. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches here and then put 3 double crochet into the next stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then skip 2 stitches, put 3 double crochet into the next stitch, and just work that all the way across, just like so. You can look in the written pattern on my website if you need to for stitch counts, but you know, this isn't really it'll be the same stitch counts as you have in row 9. So I'm just going to continue working this all the way across. Just skip 2 stitches, put 3 double crochet into the next stitch, and then at the end of this row I'll meet you up and we'll work on a repeat of row number 8. Now if you look here at the very end of my row, I ended up only having to skip 1 stitch, and you want to make sure your last 3 stitches are in the chain up 3 at the beginning or the very last stitch of this row, okay? I ended up counting back and I have 41 groupings of these 3 double crochets, so you want to make sure that you have 41 or 42 groupings of these 3 double crochets. So now, going on to the next row, I actually am going to, I wanted to change color, so I was going to take that apart there, grab my new color, hook that on my hook, pull that through, and then we want to repeat what we did for row 8. So chain up 1, turn our work. Since we're in the first stitch here on this row, we're just going to put a single crochet in there, just like that. Okay, we're going to do that at the end of this row also. But we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, skip these 2 stitches, and in between these groupings here, we're going to put a single crochet. Okay, then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, skip these 3 double crochets here and go in this gap right here for a single crochet. Okay, let me keep turning this so you can see. There we go. Chain 2, 1, 2, skip these 3 stitches here and single crochet in this gap right there, and just continue working that all the way across. So chain 2, skip this grouping, single crochet in there. Chain 2, skip this grouping, single crochet in that gap. Okay, just like so. Then at the end of this row, I'll meet you up and we'll go on to the next row together. Alright, when you're finishing this row, we are going to chain 2 and then single crochet in the very last stitch, which is actually that chain up 3 from the previous row. So go in, just like that, under both loops, then yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through 2 if you're not changing color. If you're changing color, yarn over with your new color and pull that through those both loops, just like that, to finish off that single crochet. Now, going on to the next row, what row is this? 43, row 43. Just got to check my pattern here. We're going to repeat row 7. So you can see here 10, 9, 8, 7. Row 7 is a single crochet across. So we're going to chain up 1, turn our work, and we are going to single crochet in this first stitch, this first single crochet here, and then we are going to put 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert, and now we're going to single crochet into this single crochet, and then we're going to put 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space. Then a single crochet in the single crochet, and 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space. So just continue working that all the way across, and make sure to single crochet in that last single crochet on this row. I'll meet you up at the end of this row because I'm going to change color again, and we'll go on to the next row together. I think that's row 44. Alright, just finishing up this row. Like I said, we want to single crochet into the first single crochet of this row. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then I'm changing color, so I'm going to hook on my new color and finish off that last stitch there. So now going on to row 44, we are going to repeat what we did for row 6. So that is these cross-stitching treble crochets here. So chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn your work, okay, then skip this next stitch, yarn over twice, put a treble crochet into this next stitch, then yarn over twice, go behind this stitch, and work your treble crochet into the stitch we skipped. Okay, then yarn over twice, skip this next stitch right here, and go into this next stitch for a treble crochet. Then yarn over twice and go into that stitch we skipped behind this treble crochet and work your treble crochet in that skipped stitch. Okay, just repeating row 6. Totally super simple here for row 44. So I'm going to continue working these crisscross treble crochet stitches, and then at the end of this row I'll meet you up and we'll go on to row 45 together. Alright, just finishing up this row here, we can go on to row 45 in just a second. I think I'm not sure if I remember saying this, but row 45, I think I said it was going to be a repeat of row 5 because we're doing 10, 9, let's see, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But actually, row 45 is going to be a repeat of row 3 because if you see here, we want to get this look with these 3 rows here. So row 3, 4, and 5 repeat is single crochet, then the granny stitch, and then these interesting double crochet 2 together stitches to make this design. So we are actually going to repeat for row 45, 46, and 47. It's going to be a repeat of rows 3, 4, and 5 to get this look, okay? But in this last stitch on this row, we want to put a treble crochet, and as I'm finishing my treble crochet, I'm going to yarn over with my new color and finish that last stitch off. So now for row 45, like I said, if you want to, you can follow along with the written pattern, but chain up 1 and turn your work. And we are going to single crochet across, okay? So just repeat row 3, okay? So I'm just going to single crochet in each stitch across. Then for the next row, row 46, we will be repeating row 4, okay? So we're repeating rows 3, 4, and 5 right now. So that is a little bit of a change in the pattern, but like I said, if you follow along with the written portion of this pattern, you will see that, and you will see my stitch counts. So like I said, check out that written pattern in the description of this video. You'll see all that information. But I'm just going to single crochet across here, and I'll meet you up and we'll go on to row 46 together. Alright, just like in the previous rows, we are not crocheting in this last chain up 4 here when we are on these crisscross rows and we're crocheting in them. This last chain up 4 we're just going to skip completely, and we've been doing that in those other repeat rows too. So just remember that in this part as well. So like I said, check out the blog for the stitch counts though. So I'm actually going to change color here. I don't know why I finished that single crochet, but I'm going to grab my new color, and now we're going to, for row 46, repeat row 4. So row 4 is chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, turn our work, and now we're going to put 2 double crochets into this first single crochet here. So yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and again. So 2 double crochet into that first single crochet there. Then we are going to chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and put 3 double crochet into the next stitch. So 1, 2, and 3, then chain 1, skip the next 2 stitches, and put 3 double crochet into the next stitch. And just repeat that all the way across, and then I'll meet you up and we can go on to row 47, which is a repeat of, which row? Row 5. So I'll meet you up at that point. Okay, when you're finishing this row, looks like I only have 2 stitches left, but we want to put 3 double crochet in the very last stitch. So regardless if you have 2 or 3 stitches left, you want to put 3 double crochet in the very last stitch. So again, nobody's going to see that, nobody's going to notice that, but that's just how it is. So we're just going to put 3 double crochet in the last stitch, but finishing with this last double crochet, I'm going to change color on that one. So I'm going to yarn over with this new color and pull that through to finish off that last stitch. So now going on to row 47, we are repeating row 5. So chain up 1, turn your work here. And I have a few stragglers I gotta cut here. I'm just gonna pause that for a sec, grab my scissors. Alright, so cut these stragglers. And now, row 47 is the repeat of row 5. So single crochet into these first 2 stitches, this stitch and this stitch, and we're going to skip this next stitch and make our double crochet decrease in this next stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go back in, I guess, because if you have 2 stitches in there you can go into the next stitch, but I only have 1 in here, so I'm going to go back in there, yarn over, pull through, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. That's a double crochet 2 together. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and then we're going to skip this next double crochet here and put our double crochet 2 together in these stitches from row 45, right? Yeah, row 45. Sorry, I'm just reading my pattern as I'm going. So double crochet, decrease on those stitches. Then single crochet in the next 2 stitches, skip that next stitch, yarn over, go into the stitch from row 45, yarn over, pull through, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch down here, yarn over, pull through, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 3. Then single crochet in the next 2 stitches, skip that next stitch there, and make your double crochet 2 together on those stitches from row 45. So we're just repeating row 5 on this row. So just do that, and then I'll meet you up at the end of this row, and we'll go on to row 48 together. Alright, when you're finishing this row, just remember to single crochet into these 2 stitches, and like we've been doing in those previous stitches below, we always skip over this beginning chain up 3. So I'm going to actually change color here. I don't know why I finished that last stitch there. I always do that, but I want to change color, so we're going to grab the new color here, hook that on and pull that through and finish off that single crochet there. Now we're going to repeat row 2, so chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and then in the next stitch we are going to put a popcorn stitch. So this chain of 3 counts as a stitch, so we're going to not work in the stitch, but we're going to go in here for a popcorn. So you know how to do that by now. We've been doing it in those previous rows. So it's 4 double crochet in that same stitch, just like that. Go into the first double crochet of that grouping, put that loop back on the hook and pull that through, and then chain 1 and then double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, so we're doing popcorn stitch, chain 1, double crochet into the next stitch. So popcorn stitch into this next stitch here, 1, 2, 3, 4, then remove your hook from that loop, go into the first double crochet of that group, hook, put that loop back on your hook, pull that through, and then chain 1, and then double crochet into the next stitch. So just continue working that, just repeat row 2 for row 48, and then I'll meet you up at the end of row 48. We'll go on to row 49 together. Alright, so I'm just going to double crochet in the last row there, and oh, I want to change color. So I'm going to finish this last double crochet with my new color, and going on to the next row. Row 49 is a repeat of row 1, but we are working with double crochet, and it's very similar to, let's see, which row is that? This last row here. I think it's row 3, but I'll show you how to do it. Just chain up 3, turn your work, and we're going to be double crocheting in the double crochets and double crocheting in the chain 1s, but not in the popcorn stitches. So this counts as a stitch right here, this chain up 3. So now we're going to double crochet into this chain 1 right here. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. yarn over, we're going to skip over this popcorn stitch right here, and we're going to double crochet into this double crochet right here. Okay, and then we're going to, oops, let me get that. And then we're going to double crochet into the chain 1, which is right next to it right here. We're going to yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Then yarn over, skip over this popcorn stitch here, and double crochet into this double crochet. Then yarn over, go into this chain 1. I'm actually going into the stitch, so you can see there's a loop on the bottom and 2 loops on the top, like that. And we're going into the actual chain itself, okay? Not in the chain 1 space or anything here. We're going into the stitch. So then yarn over, go into the double crochet here, so we're skipping over the popcorn stitch and double crocheting in the double crochet. Then double crochet into the next chain, and then double crochet into the next double crochet. So just put a double crochet in each double crochet and a double crochet into the chain 1s here, skipping over your popcorn stitches. And then at the end of this row, we're just going to be repeating the rows. So I'll meet you up at the end of this row and I'll explain what you have to do next, and then I'll let you be to make the other half of your blanket. Alright, we're just finishing this row with a double crochet into the chain up 3 here. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and I'm going to change my color. So, whoops, let me finish that off real quick. Instead of yarning over and pulling through these 2, I'm going to change my color to this here and pull up my new color. And now I'm going to just repeat these rows now. Here you can see I'm going to repeat then row 10 for row 50. I'm going to go on to row 50 now, so I'm going to repeat row 10, what we did for row 10. Then you want to repeat what we did from rows 41 to 50, or I guess 41 to 49, because 41 here is our row 10. Does that make sense? So you want to do repeat row, so it's going to be row 10 for row 50, repeat of row 9 for row 51, repeat of row 8 for 52, a repeat of row 7 for row 53, a repeat of row 6 for row 54, a repeat, then we're going to do a repeat of row 3, 4, and 5 for rows 55, 56, and 57. And then repeat row 2 and then row 1. So 10, it's going to be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. And I'll put all of that information in the written pattern, okay? But just if you have to, rewind to when we did this row here and repeat these rows then for the rest of the pattern. And then I will just meet you up. Remember, check out the blog, check out the written pattern if you are confused on stitch counts. But like I said in the beginning of this video, don't worry too much about your stitch counts, because you can be, you know, within 5 stitches of my personal stitch counts that I had on this pattern. So give or take 5 stitches in your pattern and you should be good. But just rewind till when we were on this row here, this repeat of row 10 in this video tutorial, and just repeat these rows then until you have done this equally to this beginning portion. So I'm going to do repeat of this then 4 times to do 40 more rows. At the end of row 79, I'm going to get up to row 79. Once I finish row 79, I am going to meet you up and we will actually be fastening off and doing a border. So meet me up at that point, and then you know, you can pause this video, come back to this video. I will be done with this section, repeating these rows to the other half of my blanket. So finishing rows 50 to row 50 to 79, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to making our border. Alright, when you're finishing row 79, well, first of all, welcome back, but I am going to fasten off this color. So I finished the last stitch and then I chained one, and now I'm going to cut my yarn and then continue pulling that through and pull tight. Okay, at this point you can be finished, and there you have it, a blanket. You have to sew in your ends, and this is what it should look like. But if you can see here, this is our center point. So this burgundy color here, actually this is kind of like upside down. I'm gonna actually turn it this way because this is our vertical lines here. So this burgundy row here is our middle, our center. Okay, so this side is all a repeat, and then this side is all a repeat. Okay, and I want to reiterate a few things before we go on. So we started off this blanket. I'm going to turn it upside down so you can see the starting row here. This is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we repeated that 4 times, but you can repeat it as many times as you want, okay? And then once you get up to your center point, your middle line, your middle row here, you want to do equal amounts of rows on each side of your middle row, okay? And then once you do the other end, after your middle row here, so this is row 40 for me, row 41 to row 79 was a repeat round, repeat rows, and that was rows, so this is row 10, repeat of row 10, so repeat then of row 9, row 8, row 7, row 6, and then row 3, 4, and 5, and then row 2 and 1, okay? And then repeat, row 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. Okay, and then again, and as many times equally on this side as you did the beginning side. So there should be, excluding this row, there should be 39 rows on this side and 39 rows on this side. And then there should be this row in the middle, okay? So those are a few things I wanted to just reiterate to you so that you can follow along with that written pattern that's in my blog. Also, I do want to measure this at this point, so I finished row 79, and at this point, obviously my length is going to, or my width is going to measure the same. It measures about 45 inches, okay? Oops, I don't know if you saw that there, 45 inches. And I'm going to turn this now and do my length. Okay, so the length of the blanket is about 38 inches. Okay, 38 inches there. And now we're going to go on to making the border. But like I said, you could end it at this point. I just am not a big fan of how my edges looked. And here you can see how the edge looks really wonky, and I hate it. I absolutely hate how this looks. It like goes in and out and wavy, and it looks uneven. So what I'm going to do is make a border so that that does even out, and it will stretch out and it'll be really fantastic. So to start that, let's get back to our last row here, row 79, and I turned it around so you can see the front. You can see these popcorn stitches all in the front here. Grabbing my hook, and I'm going to introduce a new color. Now I'm going to go right into this first stitch here, and we're just going to do a single crochet round. Okay, so I'm going to hook on my new color and pull it through. Pull it tight, there we go. Chain up 1, and then single crochet. So just go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and just single crochet all the way across this row. Very simple. We have actually done this row already. What row is that? I think it's row 4. Let me see. Oh, no, row 3. Row 3 is very similar, how we are single crocheting across. Okay, so I'm just going to single crochet across this part here. Once I get to my first corner, I will show you how to turn the corner and go down the other side, and then I'll leave you to do the rest of this border in a single crochet, and then we'll go on to row 2 of the border. Alright, once you get to the first corner, I'll show you how to turn the side here. We're going to put 3 single crochet in this last stitch on this side. Okay, so we're going to go into this stitch. This is our chain up 3 from this row actually. So putting 3 single crochet all into that same stitch to turn the corner. And now we're going to work on it this way. Okay, so I'm turning it and working along this side, and basically this is probably super simple. We're just going to be putting a single crochet wherever our hook fits. Boom, that easy. So we're just going in. Basically it will probably be 1 single crochet on the single crochet rows and then 2 single crochets into the rows that have double crochets or treble crochets. But basically, wherever your hook fits is where you should put a single crochet. I'm also working over my straggler here. You can work over your stragglers if you didn't want to cut all those million ends and sew them in. You could sew them, or you can work around them like this, like I'm doing with this straggler here, your loose ends like this. Or if you didn't want to change color as often as I did, you didn't have to, and then you won't have as many ends to sew in. So, but if you are like me and wanted to change color so frequently, I really don't have a different strategy to avoid sewing in so many ends, because I definitely did do that and it was a headache, but it worked out because I did it as I went, every 10 rows. Like I said earlier, I went every 10 rows and then I sewed in my ends, and I was super happy with myself because I remember when I crocheted my mermaid tail, I sewed in so many ends and I waited till the very end to do that, and I just wanted to enjoy my blanket, and I had all these ends to sew in before I could finish. So you definitely want to sew in your ends as you go, and I know I say that in a lot of my videos, but it's just a saved headache. So I'm just going to single crochet across here just like so, and then I'll let you go on your own now. So in every corner, once you get to the next corner, just make sure to put 3 single crochets in the corner stitches, just like we did. And then I'll meet you up at the end of this round, and we'll go on to making round 2 of our border. Alright, so I've just single crocheted all the way around. Now you want to still put 2 single crochet in that first stitch where we attached our yarn in the beginning, because like I said, you want 3 single crochet in each corner. So we have 1 in there already, so we're going to put 2 in there, and then we're going to slip stitch to this first one right here. So go in, and then yarn over, pull through, and through. Now you can decide to change color if you want, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep this color, and I'm going to go on to making round 2 of our border. We're going to make the poms. So what we want to do is chain 6. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Then we want to put 3 a cluster actually, I'm sorry, in the third, 3 double crochet cluster in the third chain from the hook. So the loop on the hook doesn't count, so count 1, 2, and 3. In this chain right here, we're going to yarn over, go into that chain, but what I like to do is go in the back loop here, okay, or the back ridge, I guess, in there. You can go in any loop there. Then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, hold it. We're going to yarn over, go back into that same chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and hold it again, yarn over, go back into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now you have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. Okay, so that's a cluster stitch made. Then you want to chain 3, so yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3, and you want to make another cluster stitch into the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3 in this cluster here, yarn over, go in, which I'm going to work in that back ridge there. You can see there's 2 on this side right here, 2 loops there, and then 1 loop right there. I'm going to yarn over, go into there, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and again yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now I have 4 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. Okay? Then we're going to go way down here where our first cluster stitch is made, right in this area. So you see these 3 stitches are in this area right here. We're going to go into that and then yarn over, pull through and through for a slip stitch. So we just made a pom. See how cool that pom looks? Okay, then we are going to chain 3. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip 3 stitches on our blanket, so 1, 2, 3, and go into this next stitch right here for a single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And there we have our first pom. It looks so cute. Okay, so we're just going to repeat that now. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the 3rd chain from the hook we are going to make our cluster. So yarn over, go into this 3rd chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, go back into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and again, yarn over, go back into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to make our cluster into this stitch right here, or our first chain that we made on this part here. So the 3rd chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, right in here. We're going to yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And one more time, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. And then we're going to come back down here where our first cluster stitch is made in that stitch, or in that chain right there. We're going to go in underneath all 4 of these, or I guess 3 of these stitches here. We're going to go in and then yarn over, pull through and through to make a slip stitch. And there's our second pom. And now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, come back down to our blanket, skip 3 stitches on our blanket, 1, 2, 3, and go into this next stitch right here for a single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so there is our second pom. You can see there. Okay, so we're just going to repeat making these little pom things all the way around our blanket. So I'll show you again. I'm going to go a little bit faster here. We're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make a cluster stitch in the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, right in here. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Make your cluster stitch in the 3rd chain from the hook here, 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook, come back down to underneath this first cluster stitch and make a slip stitch in there. So yarn over, pull through and through. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, come back down to your blanket and skip 3 stitches. Here, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. Just like that. So there you have your poms. So now I'm just going to continue working this pattern all the way around, and then I'll meet you up at the end of this and we'll fasten off together. So when you finish here, you can see here I have 5 stitches left. If you have extra stitches, no big deal. Nobody's going to even notice that. But if you have, you know, obviously if you have like 7 or 8 stitches left, then you can do 2 more, and you can, if you end up perfect, awesome. If you don't, like me, just skip the 3 for sure. And you would go in the 4th one, but just skip that 4th one there and just slip stitch into the very last one right here. So instead of making a single crochet, we're going to slip stitch. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through and through. And then we're going to fasten off because we're finished with our blanket. So I just chained up 1 there. I'm cutting this yarn and pulling it through, pulling that tight. I'm going to grab my yarn needle right away so we can sew in our ends. Like I said earlier about sewing in ends, I mean, it's definitely good that you do it right away. So I'm just going to sew in this end and this end here and be done. So there you have it. Our blanket is complete. Thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this blanket with me today. If you do have any questions about this blanket, first off, you can probably get your answer in the blog post. Check out that link in the description of this video if you're watching it on YouTube. And if you cannot find your answer in the blog, just leave me a comment on the blog or comment on this video here on YouTube, and you can leave your questions. I will try to answer them in a timely fashion. When you sew in your ends, just snip those extras and toss those, and then we can admire our border. Oh, one last thing I wanted to show you. So when I was making these poms, they kind of went like this, and this looked weird on the front. So all you have to do is just pop this like this, and they make little poms. Okay? So I just made sure while I was doing them that when I made them, they all went like this, and that looked really weird. So then I just popped this through, and then they made the little ball. It looks really cool. But on the other side, it's like an open little thing there. So, but this side looks really fancy, and that's the front side. So you want to make sure that your palms are all uniform and looking nice and round, and you can play with those. And there it is. So there's a corner of the blanket that looks so beautiful. Any little baby is going to just love this textured blanket, and they'll curl up nicely in it, and it will be so comfortable. And I'm sure this will be a piece that a child can keep with them for a very long time. And it is a lot of love is put into this piece, so you can give it as a gift or give it to your own child. So share your photos on the Facebook if you make this piece. And also on Instagram, if you make this blanket, make sure to hashtag YARNutopia. You can also tag me in your photos, and you can, you know, put me like at YARNutopia by Nadia Fuad in the comment section of your photo, so that I can for sure see it, because sometimes I don't always get to see those pictures, and I want to definitely see your hard work and see if you can make a blanket like this. So thanks again for watching, everyone. Yeah, we did it. I'm just so happy it's done. So congratulations. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, happy hooking!